same thing, I was once in that moment, right? In that boat. Remember back when I was in North Carolina, and that moment was, getting the line of work, what we did, right? Or, what we do. Yeah, because this person is high ranking and
Mm-hmm.
everything. They think they could talk to me anyhow. And, in that moment, it was like, man, okay, let me go talk to you. And when I approached that person, face to face, regardless of the rank, and talked to the person behind the rank, it was like, for me, it was like this moment, like, I reclaim my authority.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, all these guys are scared. Got it. But much more importantly is like I'm never gonna put anyone above me.
That's
Right.
right.
So having authority over your life. But how was I able to do that? Being a participant in your own
That's
life,
right.
right?
That's
Because you
right.
can be there observing everything, like, put people up there or thinking people are better than you. One of us was like, no, they're not. You just had the resources. All right, cool. I mean, or timing, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
as you said, it's anything that any human possess. I can possess that.
Yes.
But until you participate in that, right? And instead of becoming an observer, you participate in life, and then you have authority over your life. Because that is really, really powerful,
Yes.
right? Especially what we do, where the number one cause of everything, or the number one foundation to everything, is people not having authority over their lives.
Yes.
They let situations, they let people, they let things, control them,
Everything.
control the emotions. And then from there, when you let something control your emotion, then that thing, that person has authority over you. You become, enslaved to that situation, right? Emotionally,
Yep.
you just name it, man.
Yep.
If only people could just reclaim that authority, right? Like
Yep.
I have, and that's what I would say. Like participants, you start to have authority in your life, and from there you just, royalty. You just make royalty decisions, right?
Yes.
Because I've been, again, once I made that statement, right? Life situations will come and challenge that statement and be like, okay, you have the authority. Let's see if you have the authority over the situation. And
Yes.
then boom, a situation presented itself where I had to make a decision,
Yes.
right? Where and it was so easy, right? Where I was like, okay, would a king make his decision? Right? Would a king go out, take his shirt off, and start fighting?
Yes.
No, that is not a kingly decision.
Yes.
So
Yes.
no, I'm not gonna do that,
Yes.
right? And at that moment, it doesn't matter what that person was saying to me, what was cursing, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, a king is not going to take his crown off and become,
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? So from there, royalty. And then boom, after that, like, okay, transcended, right? To a whole different level. But this is truly beautiful,
Yeah.
moment of reflection.
Yeah. Just the one piece that I really do want to emphasize, and it's something that happened to me even recently, where, having the authority over yourself,
Mm.
over your life, over your emotions, over your thoughts, how critically important that is for everyone. I mean, even if you're in a relationship with someone, it's still critically important for you to have authority over yourself, because nobody controls anybody. Nobody's subjected to nobody, or nobody's servant. Like, if I do something for you, I do it willingly,
Yes.
not because like I'm subjected and submissive and whatever, man. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
beneath you, right? Like that's not how this thing goes, man. That's not
Yes.
how we're supposed to function, right? That's that's like you're reducing a human being to the almost the equivalent level of an animal,
Mm.
right? Go
Wow.
fetch my slippers. Go, right? Like, so
Wow.
nobody should be dehumanized in that state,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So every individual should have ownership and have a level of authority over their life, and make the conscious decision, like, okay, I'm going to make the conscious decision for us to function together, right? We're going to find this and build this life together, this harmonious balance together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every step of the way, and we'll make these decisions together, right? Like, I'm not,
Yes.
you have the authority to do that, right? Like, so because the results that come after you make a decision are yours,
Yes.
and you could always say, well, I did consciously make that, right? Like,
Yes.
so that's why it's good to have authority, because then now you can recognize that you consciously made the decision to be in this relationship, this partnership, this friendship, this business environment, so on and so forth. And in when if you make it consciously, then results, you realize, okay, I own these results. When you don't make them, and when you don't consciously make them, but you still make them because you're participating, whether you think you are or not.
Yes.
When you just let them, everything function around you without being an active participant, right? And you start to emotionally react to things like, and this happened to me the other day. You start to look left and look right, and you're trying to find someone to blame. You're like, all right, who can I blame, right? And then my mind was racing, like, if it wasn't for, right? And then, but this voice in my head just kept reminding me, like, wait a minute, man, aren't you practicing the artistry of life right now? Right? Aren't you an active participant in your life right now?
Yes.
And I was like, but I don't remember making that. Yes, you did. Yes. Right? Like, let me hit the rewind button for you and jog your own memory, so you can remember when you agreed to, you in the affirmative to this, right? Even though intuition was telling you, no, go this way. No, choose that. No, you were like, I'm gonna, right? And that's when the decision was made. And I do remember it, but I was feeling, feeling schmealing. You made the decision, and hence you are here now.
Yes.
So now you want to point the finger at this person, for doing what? Right? You want to blame them for you feeling, right? Like, for you feeling, but they did this, but you made a decision, you made a choice.
Wow.
And this is me, this internal dialogue is like, until I had to give in and said, okay, I made this decision, right? I wasn't fully conscious of the decision as it was made, but yes, I did make it. Can I point the finger at this person and blame them for how I feel, and blame them for what I'm thinking in the moment? Because I'm like, now I'm telling myself, like, hey man, right now, all these thoughts that are coming into your head about, well, this person did this to you, you're choosing that. You're choosing to think that.
Yes.
Well, this person should have known better. You're choosing to think that too. How can this person do this to me? Well, you're choosing to think that. Like, everything that came up, like, hey man, stop it. Choose something else to think about. Right? Choose another thought. Choose another thought, man. Like, choose something more productive, constructive, because everything that you're choosing right now is making you relive this experience. And you're searching. I was actively searching inside of myself to point the finger at somebody. And it was like I couldn't point, because as I was trying to metaphorically point the finger, all the fingers were pointing right back at myself, like, hey, you made this choice. You're choosing right now how to think. You're choosing right now how you're feeling. You're choosing right now how to act. And you're even choosing to find someone to blame. Like, these are all choices that you're currently making right now. And all you got to do is stop choosing them and choose something else more productive, more constructive, more harmonious, more joyful, and just move. Right? Move out of this state, move out of this space. And which I was, and then I laughed, I reflected and laughed at myself. But that's where I just want to emphasize that point when you said, it's so important to have and maintain the authority over yourself and over your life daily. That should be your daily habit.
Yes. As soon as consciousness hits you, man, have that authority. I mean, even as you were talking, right, it was like, instead of saying, oh, why, I can't believe this person did this to me. I mean, like, well, I'm going to rephrase that. I can't believe I made that decision. And then, you just move on from there, right? But like you said, trying to look for someone to blame, other than, like recognizing that, oh, I'm a participant in that decision process too. I fell in love. Well, love is blind. Well, I made a decision to be blind. So, everything, man. You can't blame anyone outside of yourself, man. But this is beautiful. This is truly beautiful.
Thank you so much for watching our videos. If you're enjoying the content you're seeing, go ahead, click that subscribe button, and stay tuned for what we got coming up next.